This podcast, we are talking about the biases in post-traumatic stress disorder. I should have put that in there in my title, the biases in post-traumatic stress disorder, because there is a lot of that. I was looking through, and so there's certain words you have to put in: post-traumatic stress disorder among men, among women, among veterans, among domestic abuse. There's not much about PTSD in they want to use the word they always attach the word substances, substance abuse, drugs, and it's like, why is that? Why is it that drugs and alcohol are symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder when maybe the alcohol and drugs are a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder, which means that the people who are trying to cope are using drugs and alcohol as a coping mechanism, so, but well, but the cognitive dissonance I have is doctors who actually will prescribe drugs to people who with post-traumatic stress disorder, but then they get mad at people who go to street drugs for whatever reason that is, or they go to sex or whatever, And so I wanted to take a look, a little look see here. Post-traumatic stress disorder among homeless men and women. I mean, because that's what we've drilled this one down to. 600 homeless men and 300 homeless women in St. Louis were systemically interviewed using the revised diagnostics interview schedule that includes a module for assessment of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Most subjects with PTSD had an additional lifetime psychiatric diagnosis. No consistent pattern of association was apparent. I bet, the thing is, it's like, well, if people are that crazy and that nuts, so I was just thinking, there's probably no history of where their diagnoses came from, because after a while, when these psychiatrists go out of business, aren't they required to destroy their records and stuff like that? And so, a lot of times the medical companies go out of business. And so when you've got people who are homeless, you have no vital records. You have no way of even remembering where your records are stored at. No consistent pattern or association was apparent, however, between individual. And something else I want to raise now that we've got quite a bit of people in here: anxiety, depression, and PTSD in asylum seekers. There's not going to be much about that. That would be very costly because the left is going to take it in the direction, oh, the poor migrants to the United States.